We got the media team in here. For the media
We're the
team.
media team. We got content. TV's in the go. We got TV in the go, Wack.
You looking for that fire Clubhouse content? Well, you need to subscribe to the home. Hey, yo, Clubhouse TV. Let's get to the content.
That's a good one.
The same fans on both sides. Unless you just a hater of Pac because you blame me for Biggie shit, most niggas that like Biggie music like Pac music and vice versa. I think Biggie was a better lyricist than Pac. I think Pac told better war stories, better life stories than Biggie.
Wack 100 slams Billboard Top 100 rap albums and says someone from New York must have made that list. Want to say thanks to Wack 100, the whole 100 side, Good Burger. Let's run the content.
In the block.
Hey, Ruben, can you say Timberland without Magoo?
No. Well, yes. Actually, yes. Now I can. He's
Right, you can.
Well,
no, you definitely can.
I'm talking, yeah. I know we said now. I'm
he's
talking about back
he's down
then.
there like a Dr. Dre.
I'm talking about back then.
No, at the time,
now, nigga, for the last 15 years, you can say Timberland without Magoo.
That's
These
a fact.
niggas is tripping, nigga. Y'all out your mind. You better go pull that nigga discography up.
I thought we talking about these old albums.
Yeah, but you gotta remember when we say Timberland, nigga, all we thinking about is production for the last 20 years.
I agree with that.
Timberland.
When a nigga say Timberland, all I think about is production.
That's a fact.
His producing then phased whatever it was before, bro. It then phased that shit all the way out.
Well, look, do you agree with Super Duper Fly being top 20?
Greatest album of all time.
Super Duper, Missy. Can we get
Elliott.
freaky tonight? Super Duper Fly. That
you
shit.
saying Missy Elliott as an artist?
Her first album.
That album.
They did a top 25s list, Wack.
I mean, Missy Elliott as an artist is top 20, period. Whether you that album, another album, like you got, first of all, she a female. Second of all, nigga, her writing hand is crazy. Her writing credits is crazy. And she got a gang of huge hits. I mean, Missy overall is
Hey, can we?
Hell yeah.
Hey, can somebody read? Can somebody read rap?
And I'm gonna throw a performance in there, nigga, and we can line it up. Who you wanna line? Only nigga you can put in there with her is Busta Rhymes. Ain't nobody else you finna put in there with her. And Busta, out of respect, ain't gonna get on the stage and challenge her.
Hey, Wack, you want to hit a top 10 or the top 20?
Well, it's gonna be all male driven.
It is.
Don't mention no Nicki Minaj.
It ain't
Don't mention no Nicki. You ain't mention Missy.
No Nicki.
Huh?
There's no Nicki.
Nicki ain't in the top 20?
No.
What we talking about? We talking about who y'all like?
No.
Greatest albums of all time. The greatest
albums of all time.
Who did it? Billboard or who?
Billboard, yep.
Billboard was behind it. Okay.
Billboard, the last list. I mean, 6ix9ine kind of exposed that, but we listening. Yeah.
The top 10, we got Slick Rick, The Great Adventures of Slick Rick at number 10. Number 9, we got Jay-Z, The Blueprint. Number 8, we got Eric B. and Rakim, Paid in Full. Number 7, Snoop Dogg, Doggy Style. Number 6, we got Tupac, All Eyes on Me. Number 5, we got the Notorious B.I.G. with Life After Death. Number 4, we got Outkast with Aquemini. I can never say that. Aquemini, thank you. Number 3, we got Lauryn Hill, The Miseducation of Lauryn Hill. Number 2, we got Dr. Dre, The Chronic. And the best album of all time, according to Billboard, is Nas Illmatic.
It ain't hard to tell.
You agree with that list, Wack?
That is just top 10? Nah,
yeah, that's the top 10, yeah.
First of all, you ain't gonna put All Eyes on Me down there at 6. Nas Illmatic is not All Eyes on Me. Talk that shit. Record on there. That's it.
But what about the track list, Wack?
I was saying.
What about
the track list is not, you want to do Bang or do it. You want to do an All Eyes, for one, you're going to run out of gas. You want to do an All Eyes on Me versus Illmatic run, nigga?
Run it,
You
nigga.
know what you dealing with?
Run up. Run it,
You
nigga.
dealing with a
Let's go.
you dealing with a double CD, nigga,
You
that
got
went diamond on the nigga.
you you got to pick which CD you want to go against because
Yeah, which
Nas
one
ain't
you
gonna have
No,
enough
choose?
no, you
songs.
don't.
Nah, them two right
No.
there.
This is why I'm telling you that's one body of work.
Not what I'm saying
That's
though
one
is
body of
Nas ain't.
work.
No, I'm saying Nas ain't even gonna have. I think it might be only like
I
9 or 10
just,
songs on that CD.
and guess what? All we know is the one. Nigga don't talk about none but either. Rewind. I think Rewind is on there.
Nah, Ether ain't
Fuck
even.
No,
with
They're
Rewind.
talking
no.
about Illmatic.
That's
Not
the
even that.
first
They're talking
album.
about Illmatic,
Yeah,
right?
we talking
Not
about
even that album.
Illmatic, Wack.
Oh yeah, they ain't, bro.
Yeah, the
There's
second
Run
no
it.
side of
commercial
I'm just.
songs on
Bros
there.
You're not gonna
Table.
put. That's a New Yorker did that list.
How you
Yeah,
gonna
cause
For
say
it's
that?
Eric
got,
How you
being
but
gonna
Rakim,
mother?
for Eric being Rakim, I ain't lying. For Eric being Rakim and to be in the top 10, and for them to put Biggie over the Pac shit, lets me know.
Hey,
And
that's a
Nas
fact.
#1,
How the
lets me know that's a New Yorker did that.
how the hell a Chronic in the top 5 album? I think it's a top 3, but I think in the top 5 at least. The Chronic, my nigga, that's one of the greatest albums of all
Yeah,
time. Fuck
it
genre
is.
about.
And I'm gonna be real. Where the diary at?
That's what I said. The diary
Where
too. No
where
diary.
Wayne at? Hey, where Wayne at? Ain't no Wayne.
He had
They ain't got.
67 and
They got
60.
Wayne in the
The
fucking
Carter
67.
3 was down in the teens or the 20.
That's
60.
what
It
I'm
was
saying. Like
67.
so, yeah, and that shit ain't even by numbers like that. That shit ain't by numbers. That shit all because Jay-Z outran a lot of them niggas, and that All Eyes on Me definitely outran a lot of them niggas. And I'm willing to bet that Eric B and Rakim wasn't doing no serious numbers. They ain't never did. Them niggas was like how E40 is out here on the, on the West. Niggas knew who they was, the music was hot, but they wasn't doing no numbers.
Wack, you know what? Another name I noticed that they missed off top 10. Eminem.
Eminem,
Yeah,
LL.
yeah.
I mean, we want to talk Cube.
Eight ball
definitely
I
is
know.
Q.
I know
Death
that they got
certificate.
death certificate on there. I know death
Yeah,
certificate
It's
good.
is
like
top 20.
death certificate
Yeah,
is
it's
in
in the
the top
top 20.
20.
Yeah.
Yeah.
eight
Hey,
ball
what
is
about now?
that
What a documentary? I know the documentary on the way.
Oh, nah, they definitely didn't do that. They left that out for sure.
Ain't no way they, bro. I know they
Telling you
ain't
that's
done
a
that
New
shit,
Yorker
Eric.
did it. And what they tried to do was pacify us by putting Jay-Z at 9. That was the pacifier right there. But still put Nas at, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, you know, when you talking about top 10s, I'm gonna be real. The only way you can be fair is do it in errors. Because we can't take nothing away from Drake or Kendrick, but it's a different era. You know what I'm saying? You would have to do it in errors. We can't take away from LL, but that's a different era.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like you can't top 10. It's impossible unless you're gonna have 3 to 5 slots of each ranking.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Right? You got to go by eras because every era had its greats. Like Outkast, you can't take away from that. Schmigos, you can't take away that them niggas was the largest urban group for damn near a decade. You can't take away from that. You can't take away from what little bit. You can't. I ain't hear Nicki. I ain't hear Nicki in there. I ain't gonna even talk about Cardi because she lacked the catalog.
She 29, Cardi 29 with that Invasion of Privacy album.
Yeah, that's enough. But if you go look at the numbers, but it's different because in that era, it was different marketing and promo. In her era, it was different. Radio was different. So, it was other opportunities that Eric B. and them probably didn't have. You get what I'm saying? So you can go by eras all day long. When niggas ask me, I'll be like, you ask me my top 5, you gotta ask me by era, bro. I'm a 77 baby, so you gonna hear Cubes and LLs and nigga, I was rapping LL Cool J for the talent show. You know what I'm saying? It's like, nigga, we was hustling to get that real leather bomber jacket with the rabbit fur. That's a fact. And if you had the red joint, nigga, with the nude fur and the red LL Cool J troops, you was on, nigga. You was on. So we
Right.
talking about the era where we wore nugget watches, herringbones, and links, or we
Right.
talking about the era of Rolexes and Cartiers? And what era we talking about? What era of music we talking about? Because I'm not gonna take nothing away from L. L got what? 16 albums? I ain't taking nothing away from that nigga, man. Run DMC, we're talking about right now.
Yeah, it's a lot
Nigga,
of
Right.
that was our
artists.
first. That was our first crossover rap group. Keeping it real,
Yep.
Rock This Way, all that shit, and we love that shit. Keep it real. Black people love that shit, and then white people went crazy. So whatever we talking about, you know, I think it's certain names that's gonna always be there. I think Pac is one of the premier names that'll always be there. I think Wayne earned that. I think Jay-Z earned that. I think Cube earned that. And I'm gonna be real. I think Dre, I think Eminem earned that. There's a few that earned the right to always be there. Andre the Outcast,
Snoop
they
Dogg.
earned that.
Yep.
Snoop earned that. And I'm gonna be real. I believe Snoop was
Scarface.
overrated. I believe Snoop was overrated because I, he very rarely stood on his own. It was always a strong feature on there pushing that shit. So when you ask me, I don't take that's my brother, but when I put him on the side of Pac, I can go play 30 songs where it's all Pac. And it'd be a feature of a girl's voice we don't even know. A lot of Snoop shit, is driven, is powered by a feature. Correct me if I'm wrong.
Yeah, I feel like in the beginning of his career, you had guys that he grew up in the neighborhood with, Warren G, Nate Dogg, all them, but like,
Pac, Nate Dogg,
yep,
Daz,
pop,
Corrupt, a lot of his
yep,
shit,
Daz
I ain't
Corrupt.
taking away from his craft, but this is why I knew he couldn't win with DMX. I knew DMX was gonna outrun him. Snoop ran out of music and started playing other people's shit he was featured on.
Yeah, he
I don't
did
think
go through an
y'all
era
caught that.
where he wasn't really making noise, and I think that's when he joined No Limit. It's kind of like his buzz went down a little bit. But he figured out a way to get a good album out of that situation. But I do feel like he did have that moment where his buzz died down. So I agree with that. He started figuring out different ways to
You
reinvent
give him
himself.
his, but when you say list off Snoop Dogg solo songs versus DMX solo songs versus Pac solo songs, I'm gonna say it versus the Scarface solo song. He gonna run out of gas a little bit.
That's a fact.
So I respect the features, but I'm like, all right, well, nigga, shit. How many of them went there with just you standing in the paint?
Yeah, I feel like if we did a little Google search, Whack, I think we would. I think you may be just slightly reaching because I feel like he do got a lot of songs out
Okay,
there.
which ones? Give me his solo songs.
What's my
Give me,
name? Who am
okay,
I?
that's one.
That's
I'm
one.
okay.
I gotta think. I gotta think.
Gin and
That's the
juice.
pro.
Gin and Juice. That is another one. And a lot of those was on Doggy Style too.
Okay, come on. Give me. How
Murder
many
was the case.
solos
I
he
would
got?
have to
Murder was
Google
the
it to
case.
see everything, and I want to do it off the top of the dome. But if I did have to Google it, then
Yeah,
I'm sure I
go
would
ahead
find.
on to Google his solos versus Pac solos versus Jay-Z solos
That's a lot of solos.
versus Wayne solos, and you're gonna understand what I'm
No,
saying.
I agree with you. I was trying to say
If
like,
you can pull up 10 Snoop Dogg songs, it's
mhm.
gonna be 300% more of any of them other artists. You're gonna find 30 of the rest of them.
And I would agree. I was just saying no, I do feel like he got some hits out there where he was only a solo artist on them, and they did very well.
But his
That was all.
most of his biggest songs got features though. Nothing but a G
That's
thing.
all
The
I'm
joint with
saying.
50 Cent.
Drop it like
The
it's hot.
Drop It Like It's Hot with Pharrell. Like that was his biggest song. Yeah, with
I mean, well, for real. Well, was he singing? He was. He did. You're right.
I ain't
Sensual
taking nothing from
Seduction.
me. I'm just saying when we considering artists, we got to give everybody. Look, we got a weightlifter over here, right? We got a nigga 280 pounds, bench pressing 700 on steroids. We got a nigga over here 220, bench pressing 650 clean. I'm gonna mention dude on roids. Yeah, he lifted, but he on roids. So if you ask me who's the stronger nigga, right? Naturally, I'm gonna say this nigga over here because if the nigga run out of steroids in the middle of the desert, he ain't got it in him no more. I'm just gonna mention, hey, when it come to artists, these other niggas like had more solo records. I ain't taking nothing away from
Yeah,
dog.
I agree with you on that because if I even put Snoop against like you said, like a Tupac, well, maybe even 50 Cent too, because that's somebody else that stuck out in my mind. Was without G Unit behind him, without any features, he was ripping shit. So you right, you right. I get
Yeah,
it.
that's all I'm saying. I ain't
I
taking
never
nothing
really
from him.
analyzed it like that.
Yeah, I ain't taking nothing from the nigga. But when we talking overall artists, I think Eminem probably got the less features out of all of them.
that's a fact.
We just throwing shit on the table.
M don't got a lot of features for real.
That's
Until
what
later in
I'm
his career, Eminem
that's
show
what
only had Nate Dogg and D12.
that's what I'm saying. He ain't have a lot. And I think he did something with Trick Trick, that was a good look for the city. That probably was one of the best moves he did.
Yeah, that nigga M is a little bit of a recluse.
But I think top 10 should go by eras personally. Cause we can't forget about nigga Nicki. We can't forget about Travis Scott, Kendricks. We can't forget about these. We can't forget about, you know what I'm saying, the
Dare I
Wayne's and
say it,
shit.
Drake?
Drake, you can't, yeah, like
You
Drake
can't.
ain't even in that top, and he probably didn't outran all them niggas number wise. Everybody but Pac, he might be on his ass, right? So I think when it comes to that, it's kind of like it's great for back and forth, just like healthy argument. But we'll never be able to come up with that because whatever you say, a nigga could counter you with something about that artist. But then what you're countering them there with might have been a different politic when it came to business. So the previous artist wasn't privy to that resource. You know what I'm saying? So you can't say they wouldn't have did it. It wasn't there for them to use it to do it. But we can't take away from the fact that this artist actually did it.
Yeah, that's
That's
true.
a fact.
Hey,
You know what I'm
DVS, you there? DVS. Because she was making a point earlier. She was like, I feel like, and
Yeah.
maybe y'all can help me. Oh, DVS, what was this? What was the album earlier? You was like, I disagree because I feel like it was different in
Oh,
my
Ready
era.
to Die. I didn't think Ready to Die should have been that low on the chart. I think it
That
was like
bad.
what 22 or
It was
23 or something like
24
that.
and it was beneath Graduation by Kanye.
Ready to Die was a double CD,
No, no, no.
right?
Life After Death was.
Life After Death. Now watch this. And this one I tell New Yorkers they gotta cut the bullshit out.
Thank you,
And
DVS.
I don't know why they argue it because I see both them niggas as New Yorkers. Pac was just a New Yorker with West Coast politics, right?
That part.
When Biggie chose, which I don't think he should have did it, I'm glad he did it because that was the last of his music. To play with that double CD shit, he crossed over there with going head to head with this man over here. And once you didn't outrun him, niggas was gonna call a dog. Now, I love that CD. I love that album, right? But when it comes to we talking about it, and I think Biggie and Pac, I'm gonna be real. I think they got the same fans on both sides. Unless you just a hater of Pac because you blame me for Biggie shit, most niggas that like Biggie music like Pac music and vice versa.
True.
That's me.
Especially on the West Coast. We out here.
Yeah,
We
yeah.
outside.
I fuck with Pac, but I fuck with Biggie. I think y'all may crucify me for this. I think Biggie was a better lyricist than Pac. I think Pac told better war stories, better life stories than Biggie.
That's a fact.
That's the consensus right there.
That's a good point.
You know what I'm saying? But I think Pac, you know, at his young age, went through a little more. Biggie, looking at his story, you know, he was in the house with his mama, but he had a good mama. And, you know, like all boys that get to a certain age, they started doing shit, you know. I don't believe Biggie mama was on dope and he had to go through some of the shit Pac seen and moving around and police raiding the house and him being taught, you know, these Black Panther, Black Power lessons and shit. That's what made Pac who he was.
Clubhouse TV. Clubhouse TV. Clubhouse TV.
So, y'all heard the content, man. What y'all think about this Billboard Top 100 list? I think it's bogus. In my opinion, they definitely got it wrong. And it also definitely sounds like somebody from New York made this list. There's no way Nas Illmatic should be number one on this list. In my opinion, I'll just do the top 5. My top 5. Number 1 should be Dr. Dre, Chronic. Number 2, Tupac, All Eyes on Me. My top number 3, Notorious B.I.G., Life After Death. Number 4, Jay-Z, Blueprint. And number 5, Snoop Dogg, Doggy Style. That's how the top 5 should read. They're definitely tripping. They left off Scarface. Scarface got some of the best songs ever. The Game documentary should be on there. Definitely higher. I'm surprised a lot more people aren't going in on this bogus Billboard Top 100 list. But let me know what you guys think about this Billboard Top 100 list. Do you guys think it's accurate? I don't want you guys to tell me the whole top 100. Just tell me your top 5. And tell me what you think the top 5 should be. I'm interested to know. So please let me know in the comments. Let me know about this content in the comments as well. I will definitely be there active. Don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe. And hit that notification bell so you're always up to date when I drop new content. Also, please follow the media team. Subscribe to Clubhouse TV, Ray Give TV, Clubhouse Shenanigans, Clubhouse Unlocked, and the Ruminati Network. I certainly appreciate y'all checking out Clubhouse TV as usual, and I'll see y'all on the next video drop. I'm out. Peace.